Everyone to the Everything Show, episode 505, The Force Awakens Review. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hello.
What's up, Scott?
Here I'm missing my crisp-bladed lightsaber. Damn.
All right, so guys, in case you didn't see The Force Awakens, okay, we're going to give you a countdown. We're about to do our review, so we're going to spoil
The copying of that guy.
What?
The copying of the guy from Talking Dead. When he does a countdown before the spoilers.
No, we have to like
do a countdown.
She interrupts it. We have to do the thing.
Everybody does that.
Everybody does that, not just the Chris
you got
Farmer.
that from
You
other
don't
people.
want to hear.
You got that from other people. No. All right. So anyway,
If you don't want to hear any spoilers, just stick your fingers and go nah 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 nah.
Hit the X button now.
right. So we're about to do our review. It's going to contain spoilers. So please do not watch this podcast because I really don't want you to be spoiled by accident because I got pissed when people were trying to do it to me. So you have 5 seconds. I'm going to spoil it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
If you haven't checked out now, we're going to take your lights. We're going to take the lightsaber to your ears now.
I gotta say that it was the coolest friggin' thing, okay, that they didn't make Kylo Ren, like, unstoppable.
Yeah.
They made him, like, human, like, the human element that he's good with the Force, but he's not an expert,
Yeah.
and we're all learning with him. And then, like, yes, he could be, like, it was just amazing. I gotta say, when taking my kids to see it, I was first in line for that show. The kids had the headphones on because they were smart because they're like, these people are going to spoil it when they come out of the theater and ruin it for us, okay? So we would all like blah, 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 blah. It was the weirdest thing because no other movie we had to do that with this. So we go in, and to see it with my kids has got to be the most amazing, like, exciting, thrilling thing of my life because when I was a child, that was like my first movie. I was like 3, I believe, and I remembered it and then every time it came back in the theaters, I went to see it, and it was the only movie I was allowed to see in the theaters multiple times. We had a strict rule with my family where we cannot waste money to go see a movie a second time. But that franchise was the only thing I was allowed to see multiple times that they didn't even care. My dad took me, my grandmother, my aunt, everybody. Okay, so to take them, once the thing came on, okay, with the logo a long time ago, I got the chills.
Dun, 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 dun,
I got like my heart was popping. Even my kids said the same thing. And honestly, the prequels just don't do it justice at
No,
all.
it doesn't.
It's like crap compared to this. So this is truly this continuation of Star Wars, not the prequels garbage, okay? I friggin' loved it. I was just in awe like a kid again. I loved
I
Kylo
was
Ren.
cheering and I was going yes.
All right, so let me get with you. Tell about what I think. Chris, you go first.
I loved it. I loved this movie. I've seen it 3 times now. Yeah, I know, I'm crazy.
No, I'm going to go see multiple times, too.
Yeah, I probably
This was the
did it
thing.
Tuesday.
This was the thing that this movie has done for me. Kylo Ren is slowly becoming my favorite character
Right.
in Star Wars. My favorite character is Darth Vader.
Mine too, yeah.
I went through a thing when I was younger where Luke was my favorite character. Like, my grandfather, the same grandfather who showed me Godzilla, after
Right.
he showed me that, he showed me Star Wars.
Right.
And I love this, like, ever since I was a kid, ever since I was 4,
Right.
it was those two, it was Godzilla and Star Wars for me, right? And
In
when I
fact,
was
1 second. When
Yeah.
Star Wars came out in the theaters, there was a Godzilla playing around the same time,
yeah,
and I had a choice for my first ever movie. I remember sitting at my grandmother's table in Staten Island, and they said they had something. There was choices, and I chose Star Wars.
yeah.
And then I think I chose Godzilla afterwards. And then I didn't even choose like other things, but yeah, it was like amazing.
Yeah, so when I was younger, when in Empire, when Luke got his hand cut off, I cried.
Yeah.
I was like, no, and then when he won in Return of the Jedi, I was like, yes,
Right.
But as I got older, Vader became my favorite character because I was more interested in his character than anybody else's. But honestly, Ren is taking that spot, and
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be like my second or third favorite character.
And the reveal of who he was
Right.
just, and they held off, and that was what's so great about it, is they held off
Right.
like midway to the.
We lost Scott.
Right.
This is who he
He's slowly
Yeah.
he's slowly taking that spot as my favorite character. Finn was great. He was
Yes.
one of my favorite characters in this movie. I loved Finn. I loved Rey. I think
I loved Ray.
she's perfect as the hero in this movie.
Oh
Perfect.
my God. She was awesome.
Harrison Ford obviously knocked it out of the park.
Harrison Ford. Absolutely. Absolutely knocked it
yeah.
out. Chewbacca.
Yeah. I mean, everybody.
Princess Leia. There was not one problem I had with anybody.
Right. Poe Dameron, great
I
character.
liked him from the start. I'm like,
Yeah.
but now who's the guy that was Max von Sydow? Was
Okay,
that
so
Boba
this
Fett or
was-
what?
No, he's not. This was
Okay.
my thing, right? The first two times I saw the movie, I was like, who is this guy? And
Right.
my friend and I thought he was Wedge. We thought he was Wedge Antilles because he knew Leia when she was Princess Leia, right?
Okay.
The third time I saw it, I stood for the credits. And I was like, I want to know who this guy is, right?
Right.
Credits are going up. I'm thinking it's going to say Jakku Village Elder or something like that.
Right.
His name is in the credits, and I can't remember the first two. He's got three names, but his last name was something Tekka. And I was like, oh, so he's a new character. So obviously he's not Wedge, he's not Boba Fett, he's not someone else. He's a new character. I was kind of like, that's a little lame. They should have named him in the movie. They should have said his name in the movie if he's a new character.
Right.
What else? Snoke. I love this character, and he wasn't even in it that long.
Right.
I think he's amazing.
I don't even know what he is, but he's
A
amazing.
friend of mine has a theory that it blew my mind when he said it.
What?
But I still think it's Darth Plagueis. I still think he's Darth Plagueis. But a friend of mine pointed something out, and it kind of all clicked when another friend and I were talking about it. When we were joking, I was like, we were all joking because I went out of town to see this, so we were in the hotel room and we were joking about it. And I said, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if he was like Darth Vader or something? And my friend Matt, he was like, oh, yeah, because if you notice, his face is kind of burned the same way.
Yeah.
Right? And then my friend Tyler looked at me and he said, he's got the same, like the mask that's burned, like when you look at when Kylo Ren's talking to it, it's burned in the same spot. And he's got the same scar on his head, right? And I was thinking, in the expanded universe, which is no longer canon, but this part may become canon, Darth Revan's soul split into two characters. His light side and his dark side. There's a rumor that Anakin is showing up in 8 as Hayden Christensen.
Right. As a clone?
No, as a Force ghost.
Okay.
Is it
Yeah, that's
possible that when Vader died, it did a Revan thing
It's
where the
split?
light side version became Anakin and this dark side version became Snoke? Now, I don't think that's what happened. I still think
No.
it's Darth Plagueis.
I don't know
But
about, yeah.
they said it was a character that's been mentioned before or something like that. So I think he's Darth Plagueis.
Well, here's the thing, right? The Jedi are dead, the Sith are dead, right? But what was before the Jedi and the Sith? Before there was designations, right? Before there was like, all right, this faction's evil, this faction's good. What if this guy was around before all of that?
I mean, it could be.
Like, and then they started, all right, there's a Jedi, there's a Sith, but this guy was around. Because how is he training anybody if he's not a Jedi or a Sith himself? Like, how the hell...
Well, he could still be a dark side user because technically right now I would consider Kylo Ren a dark Jedi.
Okay.
Because he's obviously not a Jedi. He's not a Sith. But here's the thing, though. at the end of the movie, Snoke says it's time to complete his training.
Right. Sort of
So
like
I think
Empire
he's gonna
Strikes
become a
Back,
Sith.
where Yoda, like, well, Yoda was going to Luke had to train Yoda. This is the way I see this movie, right? It's the reverse of Star Wars Empire and Jedi, because, like, Kylo Ren's worried that he's going to be seduced by the light side.
Yeah.
Which is like totally different, because he's like, I don't, like he's saying, I feel it. I feel like I want to be good, but I don't want to be good. Like, they're going to throw me in. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Like, why does he want to be? Like, the guy, supposedly, all right, so Luke trained Han Solo and Leia's kids. Well, their kid, right?
Yeah.
And a whole bunch of other Jedi, right? And then Han Solo and Leia's kid turns bad because of Snoke, right?
Yeah.
And that supposedly wipes out all the Jedi that Luke trained and forms the Knights of Ren, right? So Luke feels so guilty that he trained this person and this person went to the dark side of the Force, his own family, that he runs away. And then Han Solo feels guilty that this happened, and then Leia sends the son away, like, get out of here. And then Han Solo has a problem with what she did. Like, how could you send your son away and kick him out of the house, and now he's going to go run to the Empire? That he leaves Leia, which is like like a dysfunctional, crazy family thing. But in the process, he loses the Millennium Falcon, and he just becomes a smuggler again. Which brings to question, who the hell is Rey? Now, I think that while Luke was training Jedi, he was married, and like the first person he trained or something became a Jedi, and now it was like they got married and the kid's stronger than he is, which is Rey. And I think that when this happened and everything was going bad, the wife took Rey and dumped her on whatever, and she died or something or whatever. And I think that Rey is Luke Skywalker's like daughter.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
She was seeing those visions of him laying his hand on R2.
Right.
And all these battles that were coming towards possibly Luke.
And these people are so much stronger than Anakin and Luke were, because the way Kylo Ren said it, he's like, she knows she has the powers with the Force. We got to get to her quick, because as time goes on, her powers are gonna like just grow, and we got to get her before she knows what she's doing, like whatever. Like they are both like so far along generations of Jedi that they don't somewhat they don't even need some training, because it's like the essences of all the Jedi are in them. Like all of a sudden they know how to use a lightsaber, and she knows how to pilot the Millennium Falcon. It's like, it's like her father's channeling through.
Here's the thing about that, though.
Chewie.
Yeah, here's the thing about that, though, right? I don't think she just learned how to do all this stuff. I think she was already started training with Luke, whether she's his daughter or not. She's been to that island before. We know that. You want to know why we know that? When Ren was interrogating her the second time, he says, "I see it. I see the island." That was before we
saw the future.
Right, but that was before we knew Luke was on the island, though.
But she saw the future, though.
She didn't see the island, though, when she was flash forwarding. It was a flashback. So, to me, that means she's been on that island Luke is on at some point. In my opinion, I think he already started training her. This all went bad, and he either took her to Jakku himself, or I think he gave her to somebody.
Yeah, she wanted to get back to Jakku. I mean, that's the one thing that stuck in her mind. She needed to get back to Jakku.
She wants to wait for the people that left her to come get her. That's why she wants to go back to Jakku. Not that anything's there. Billy, you've been sitting silent. What do you have to say, bro?
What about that ship over there? No, it's garbage!
And
oh my gosh, the Force is strong with this one. I loved it.
Yes.
I loved it so much.
517 million so far.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So by Christmas, it's going to at least be about...
I saw it again tonight.
Wow. I'm gonna be seeing it a couple times this week.
Chris, haven't you seen it like 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Tuesday, I might be going to see it again.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. It was wonderful.
Depending if the weather's good, but still.
So
And you know
I'm
what?
thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking episode 8 is gonna be like Ren and Rey. You're gonna see their two training, like the different training that each one of them is going through. And I think that they're probably gonna fight again. And something tells me that Rey's not gonna get out of this fight very well.
But what about Finn? Like, what the hell is he?
He's not force sensitive, and I kind of had a feeling about that a while ago that he wasn't going to be a force sensitive stormtrooper.
You don't
and
think
I'm kinda
so,
glad
right?
that huh?
Definitely not.
No, I'm glad that he's not though, because it was really interesting seeing somebody who's not force sensitive fight somebody who is force sensitive, and even others who aren't force sensitive.
Right.
You know, it proved that someone who's not force sensitive can use a lightsaber.
Right.
That they don't have to. Being
Well, Han Solo
Jedi.
used it. I mean, you know.
yeah, but he didn't use it for combat though. He used it to
Right.
just cut open a tauntaun.
Well, what
I
about
think-
also the thing too that Chewbacca was only with Han because of a life debt or something? That's bull crap too, because he went with Rey like right away for no, you know.
Well,
like that
the
was
thing
up to
is,
him, too.
like what I'm hearing now is that the life debt went to Rey.
Oh,
That was something that they're saying now that Han's life debt carried over to Rey.
okay.
So
But I gotta say though, I'm like a kid again, man. I mean, this is gonna change the way people make movies.
This is this generation's Star Wars, basically.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun, but
And when the next one comes out,
They're
that's
new
gonna be
hope.
this generation's Empire.
Without the Jedi, there could be no balance in the Force.
Right. No
well,
balance.
let's not forget though, we've got one coming out next year too.
yeah,
Yep.
that's gonna be a spin-off.
Rogue
The spin-off one.
Rogue One. Which don't you think kind of that now that we've seen this, that's bad timing?
No,
Because you don't think so? Because now, I mean, we're gonna go from episode 7, and then people are gonna have to go to this, which is kind of like a prequel, and then we're gonna go back to episode 8. I mean, it's like, is Rogue
It's like
One
an
a
issue zero
standalone?
in a way. This one that's going to be coming out next year. It's almost like buying a comic book. It's like the issue 0 of.
But is Rogue One like a standalone, like, and then it's gonna be different ones? Is that what's supposed to be? Like just
Rogue One is going to be. It takes place in between 3 and 4, and it's
I
going to
know.
show how the rebels get the plans to the Death Star. So it's
with,
sort
with
of
Vader,
it's sort of standalone, but it is canon though.
and Vader's the villain,
possibly, yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
and supposedly he'll. Now, is they still gonna do a Darth Vader movie, or that's just?
I don't think they are. Because they
Really?
said that these anthology films are going to focus on anything that's not the Skywalker story.
Okay.
So they might be in it, like you might see them, but it's not about them. So Vader being the villain makes sense because he's not. It's technically not about him. He's just there.
Right.
It's about these characters. I think it's about the Rogue Squadron, which is an X-wing squadron. Which I think they are the ones that are going to get the plans, and I think they're all going to die, to tell you the
So
truth.
you don't think like Finn, like when the lady was looking at him with her eyes, she says, "I've seen those eyes before," but like, you don't think he's like a clone of somebody?
I think it's possible, but I think that idea went away with what Kylo Ren said at the beginning of the movie. Like he looked at General Hux, who General Hux is a great character too, but he looked at General Hux and he said perhaps Leader Snoke should consider using a clone army, and I was like, okay, so I guess that they're
So
not clones.
they still have the clones though.
No, they don't. He said that Snoke was considering using
But they
a clone
still
army.
have the ability to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah.
I had a question. Chris, you've seen it 3 times. Maybe you can answer it. How was Rey like so easy, just like Jedi mind trick? Like she just did it.
Well, like I said, I don't think that's the first time she's done it. I think I think they started her training because you got to remember, the old Jedi started training the next generation when they were infants. When Rey was dropped off at Jakku, she looked like she was like 5 or 6.
Right.
She may have been training for 5 or 6 years
Right.
at the time. So the idea that her using the like force pull, because let's be honest, she didn't use any significant force powers. Like it's not like she like force lightning or something. She was using the basic ones, and it took her a few tries to kind of get the mind trick to work.
Yeah,
so I
that
think
stormtrooper like looked at her like, "Are you
Yeah.
shitting me? What are you talking about?"
right. It was only when she calmed down that she was able to do it, which is what Jedi do. Another thing that because people are saying, "Wow, she's stronger than Kylo Ren." I don't think so because Ren got shot by a Wookiee bowcaster right before that fight.
He wasn't. He wasn't focused. The moment he gets focused, it's going to be a whole different ballgame.
He could have He easily could have defeated Finn and Rey.
And right now he's going to the dark side because he killed his father. And that would just
that was just part of his final training basically. Basically, Han was holding him back.
Because he was like Anakin when Anakin was shaking, like what am I becoming? Whatever.
Dude, it is so heartbreaking when Han realizes like what he actually meant when he says, "I need your help."
Mm-hmm.
Like when the lightsaber goes
but
through.
But he makes sure he touches his face to try to show that I love you still, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, when I saw that conversation, I was like, "Oh God, I know what's coming next."
Oh my gosh!
The perfect reaction was Chewbacca blasting him.
The theater I went to, there was a line of people waiting for like the 10 o'clock show.
Right.
And a little kid came out of the 7 o'clock show and goes, "I can't believe Han Solo dies!" And the whole line was just like, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
It was funny too because I went to 3 different theaters to see it, and the first theater I went to, they were cheering. We were all cheering for things like when the Falcon showed up and things that Ren was doing, and then when Han got killed, it was dead silence.
Dead silence.
Right. The second theater I went to,
nobody said anything.
Right. The second theater I went to, there was a guy in the back that went, "No, he made it through 6 movies." And then the third theater I went to, people were like,
"Yep."
Look, here's the thing. We predicted this a while ago.
Right.
Like a while ago because and it was basically known. We knew that Harrison Ford would not come back unless they killed him off, and we announced that well before they even filmed Force Awakens that we heard this, and we kept saying it over and over and over again. And then after a while, once it started getting close, we just didn't talk about it that much like that. But we knew. It was expected. Now it's like, will they really implement that or not? And when they did, it was even though we knew about it, it was still a shock because I can't believe they actually did it. I'm like,
I think what we were shocked about is exactly how he was going to die. We had a feeling he was not. We knew he wasn't going to continue on, but it's like, okay, how's he going to die? And
would you think of his last dialogue before he died? He's like, "I'll meet you back up here," whatever, to Chewbacca, and it was like nothing special, like take care,
the
buddy.
The second he hands Chewbacca the detonator, I was like, he's gone, he's dead.
Right, that's what I said. I'm like, it's over. It's over.
And they slipped onto the platform.
And that look, the two of Ren and all them took towards Ren. It's like, oh, you are going to die now.
But
and this is the thing too. Oh, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry.
It was a weird thing because it's like, in this situation, right? Like Rey and Kylo Ren, like, and even Finn, right? It's like they're all the same age. It's not like a difference where Luke is fighting Darth Vader or Ben Kenobi's fighting Darth Vader. They're all the same age. They could technically be like best friends, like all of them. And you get the impression that he doesn't want to be evil, but he has to be evil or whatever. And they look at each, even like when he's fighting Rey outside, he's like, "I could train you, like, we don't need to like be enemies." And she's like, "What are you, for real?" Like, whatever. But it's a different dynamic, which I think makes it exciting, because it's like, for some reason they're all connected, and it could be because they're related. I mean, Rey could be related to him, so it's like, oh, what do you do now? That's like different, So I really like that, though. I like the fact that Kylo Ren was like a flawed character where he got pissed off. He started breaking stuff, and the stormtroopers like,
when he rages and those 2 stormtroopers are like,
Well, like, the thing is, the guy told him the news.
I started cracking up when I saw those 2 stormtroopers.
The guy told him the news, and he broke the whole thing, and then he's like, "Anything else?"
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Yeah." And then the way when he used the Force thing, and the guy, you see his heels, like his tippy toes, like whatever. That was like the greatest thing I've ever seen, especially with the blaster when he just stopped the blaster.
That
Oh,
moment
yeah.
was that moment
That
was a
was
huge
smooth.
moment in the first theater I went to.
Yep.
That was the first thing people cheered for. They were like, well, the third thing actually, but like, it was like, what the hell?
I mean, like, oh my god! And so it was like, and Captain Phasma, we didn't see her that much, but she's gonna be cool. I think she's gonna be really cool. I
Yeah,
think
she'll
she's
be
gonna be
back.
like
You
his.
got a garbage chute.
She's gonna be no, you know what she's gonna be? She's gonna be like his main
Yeah,
person, and like he's gonna go against the First Order. Like he's gonna like take over everything. That guy's gonna die eventually. That other guy.
I love that scene where Finn has the gun to her helmet. And he's like, "That's right, I'm in charge now, Phasma. I'm in charge."
That was great. That was
Just
great.
to be able to see her expression underneath the helmet would be
I
priceless.
like when
No,
he's
but you know
like,
what the best scene was?
which
When
one?
when they were like when they first started off, and Kylo Ren staring at the stormtrooper, like Finn,
Yeah.
Oh,
and Finn
yeah.
staring at him, and he's just like, for some reason, it's like, he's like, I can't, like he knew, like he just had to leave him be for some reason, like he just can't interfere, like but he knew his number. It's like, was it Stormtrooper F1, whatever, and it's like, yeah, and then he's got old man, you know, like whatever, but it's like he
Kylo
knew.
Ren, like his character, like he's more capable of reading minds than like anybody else I've seen.
But
in
he's
Star
more
Wars.
human. He's not like that god type complex.
Yeah.
Darth Vader, unstoppable. I mean, he gets pissed off. He breaks stuff. The Stormtrooper's like, screw this.
Yeah.
Screw this.
Kylo Ren was probably my favorite character, and then Poe Dameron. I wanted to see more Poe Dameron.
I like Poe. He's like, all right, so do I talk or do you talk first?
And he goes,
Right?
what's that scene? He goes, why are you helping me? Because it's the right thing to do. You need a pilot. Yeah, I need a pilot.
I like that, and I like when he's getting interrogated and Ren goes, comfortable? He goes, not really.
That was great.
But no,
And
I
I
wanted
like
to,
how they didn't change any of the the old feel and design of the Falcon at all.
Yeah, that was good.
yeah.
Like
I
Finn
wanted
is
to
like
say this,
around it
though,
like this, like oh.
Who else here was shocked when Han Solo said Ren's real name?
Me,
Because I was.
because
Yeah.
because
Yeah, I was shocked about that.
Isn't the expanded universe
But it's
Luke's
erased.
kid named Ben,
Luke Skywalker's son is named Ben Skywalker.
and then
Right.
the Solos was Anakin.
But
No, the Solos had 3 kids. They had Jaina, Jason, and Anakin. Anakin dies, and Jason becomes Darth Caedus.
yeah, they
Ah.
changed it all. It never happened.
So
Erased.
I'm okay with that, though. When he said Ben, my friend and I looked at each other and we were like, oh
What?
my gosh.
Yeah.
I like that one scene where Finn shows up on Jakku, and he's like getting ready to help her when she's like getting beat up, and
Yep.
she beats those guys up, and then BB-8 sees Finn. He's like, "Hey, that's Poe's jacket," and he's like,
Yeah.
he's like looking around like, "Wait, who's she coming for?" Oh crap!
And BB-8 was great. He was one of the best
Oh my
parts
God.
of the movie.
When he gives the thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes. At one time, but when he did that, I was thinking, okay, was he giving him a thumbs up or was he giving him the finger? I was trying to decide.
Right. You know how great was that part when Han Solo first sees Kylo Ren,
Oh,
and it's like that look of dread,
just your stomach just drops.
like
Yep.
it's like that's my kid, and damn it.
I like when they say you're Han Solo, and he's like, "I used to be."
hmm
Oh, it's powerful.
Yeah. What does that exactly mean? Like the way he says it, like the meaning he was somebody, but now he's not anybody anymore, or something. Or,
Yeah.
He's aged, man. He's
Well,
been through a lot of
look
stuff.
at Leia. Look at Leia.
Yeah,
And
A lot of times when she
she's
talks,
like a sweet little grandma.
no, but a lot of times when she
Leia
talked, they didn't show her face.
That's what also made her even more enjoyable. Because if you listen to her voice, it's like raspy and just she's talked too much. When they talked about, I said, "Oh, please let her make her voice sound like she's just gone through the ringer," and they did.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, but the thing is that like every time she talked, you didn't see her face. Like a lot of times she talked, and then you just didn't. You saw like Harrison Ford like close up or whatever. It's like they kind of tried to not get close ups with her
Yeah.
for some reason. You know, it was
Well,
like
her
and they
scenes were
didn't.
good, though.
They didn't go no lovey-dovey garbage. They
Yeah.
just hugged. You know, it was like
You changed your hair. Same
Yeah.
jacket.
No,
It's a
new jacket.
your.
And honestly, though, probably the one scene in the movie that I didn't blink other than Han getting killed, was when Luke turned around.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
And that's
Yes.
that music, John Williams.
Yes.
That song was so haunting.
well, my son Joe bought the soundtrack right
I
after
have it too. Yeah.
last night. Well, no, actually, we got him an iTunes. He got an iTunes card today, and got it right away. So yeah.
yep.
Wow.
And the first, I was waiting for it too. The got a bad feeling about this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And,
I gotta say, it was I stood away from the internet with the exception, like I was telling you, Chris, except for whose
Yeah.
birthday is it on Facebook, because I hate that when I miss people's birthdays. I don't want them to think I'm a jerk. And I was like, so people did try to. I gotta say, not everybody's perfect, but there are a bunch of real pieces of garbage on YouTube, Google Plus, Facebook, real pieces of work that basically tried to spoil for me by, they tried to say, hey, Matrix Lord, I'm a fan of your podcast, and then I stopped reading it when I saw that. When I seen the movie, I went back to it, and then I saw, but, Han Solo dies and all that. It's like, you know what? Not for nothing, but, like, isn't there any decent human beings in this world, like, that you really have to do that?
That's
Like,
why they
try to
only
ruin somebody's experience.
Post says, using your name says, "Wow."
I
That's
mean, you
the
gotta
only
be a
thing I
real
said.
low life to
Yeah.
like do that. I heard this story, right, where opening night, this guy was 20 years old, right? Now, I haven't like really looked into the story other than reading about it, right? The guy saw the movie, and then the next showing came. He ruined the movie for the people online. And at this place, they're all dressed up, right? So they had this guy dressed up like Chewbacca. These other people, they beat the living crap out of him in the theater.
Good.
Okay? Then people got scared that he was going to get killed because they kept beating him so bad to an inch of his life. Supposedly the cops came. They didn't arrest anybody. They said, may the force be with you.
Yeah,
it was like,
the cops said it was a reasonable assault.
yeah, reasonable assault. Yeah, well, it's true, though. Don't be a
There was a
jerk.
guy
Don't be a jerk.
waiting in line with me. He had it wasn't the full face, but he had like just the Darth Vader cap, which was real cool.
But it's like we do these shows all the time, right? I've been looking forward to this movie for like decades. Okay, don't try to like ruin the experience to be a jerk. Because where does it get you to be a dick?
Or
Like,
try to
seriously,
shoot up a theater.
That's just it.
you can always be that dick that spoiled it. You can
They
always
have
be that
knowledge.
dick that I remember. That's never going to be allowed on the show again. You're going to be that dick that just. What does it get you? Where do you get off? Like what is the purpose behind it?
You just answered your own question. It gets them off. They
They
have
get off on it. They got
Nobody
nothing
else
else better
knows.
to do.
You're like, I know it, I'm going to be an asshole, but I'm going to disclose this just to be a funny.
People comment today, oh, there he is, he's back. Yeah, because I want to watch Star Wars. I'm enjoying my weekend with my kids, with my girlfriend. We built a tree. We did this. Went to see Star Wars. I was staying away. I said I was staying away. And then, okay, yeah, I can comment now, which today I can make some comments, but it's like there's other things in life than
People are
this.
crazy, man. We had 2 more shooting threats tonight at the theater.
Yeah, I was telling everybody about that. I was worried about you, bro. I'm like, oh man, that's why, there was like a little thing where like my son went to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh my god, I was getting paranoid as a parent because I was getting worried. I'm like, was thinking about what happened with you and everything, and he was
I'm good.
okay, but it's just a different day and age. I mean,
Different era.
you could go to the theater and not come out. Like people could just shoot up a theater.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I was looking around. You know what I thought? I was like, there's gonna be some sicko out there, right?
Right.
Who's sitting in the theater, waiting for the opening title to start,
Yeah.
and that's when they're gonna do it, right?
Right.
I gotta tell you, I was looking around the theater making sure
I
nobody
gotta
got up
say,
and
though,
stuff.
ever
all
since,
3
like,
times.
Ever since 9/11, I'm always like looking around, like with different things, like seeing, because people are freaks. I mean, half these people on YouTube and on the internet, they could be like the next mass murderer, like the way these people act. You don't know. Half these people you talk to, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy, and it's like this is the world that our kids are gonna inherit. They're gonna have to go through this, and it's gonna be worse and worse and worse. There's gonna come a point in time in the movie theaters where they're gonna have to have like booths where they're gonna separate people going in and out because people are gonna start fighting to giving away the movie.
It's going to get to the what it's going to get to the point is one of two things.
Well, people are gonna watch it at home. They're not even
they're going to watch it at home. They're going to wait to they're going to have it set up specifically to where if like the drive-in theaters, if you want to see it here at your house, it's going to be it's probably going to cost them. They said just text this number or dial up this number and we'll give you like a pay-per-view, in other words.
Right.
And on this day and this hour, you can watch it. But yeah, it's done because of that.
Because my kids, they had this all planned out, and they're like, we're going, and I'm the first one online. They're right next to me, and they got their headphones on, and they're like, yeah, we planned this all out because people are going to try to spoil it for us. And I'm like, and then I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Because like I've never experienced it before. We're waiting online, like these big movie releases in the theater while this other thing comes out. And I've never had it where like you had to worry about people spoiling it ever. And now this is like a whole new experience for me, and I'm like, they're gonna spoil it, and I'm like this, and I'm like starting singing loud because some idiots are like actually gonna try to spoil it. So
have you seen that old episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to the Empire Strikes Back premiere?
No.
He walks out and he goes, I can't believe Darth Vader is Luke's father. And everybody just freaks out, and that big fat comic guy goes, worst episode ever.
Oh my god.
On a super positive note, Luke's facial hair was almost as good as Scott's.
Thank you. That's what I was thinking. I'm glad that old Art Campbell contacted me when he did, because he was questioning whether he should go my way or not. Says, dude, trust the Force.
Right.
Tell you what, though, that scene needed no dialogue.
Yes.
Mark Hamill's face told it all, and give the man an award now.
It was
Please
brilliant.
give it to him now.
Is it just me, or was his robot hand like different?
Well, that could be. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again.
I can't wait, though, man. I can't wait.
He's like, is it? Han, I think it's Han. Yeah, he's like, is that possible? He's like, never ask that question until after we've done it.
Yeah. And I want to know, how did Maz, who was a great character,
Get the saber?
how did she get the lightsaber?
I know.
Because it fell into the depths of Bespin.
I don't know, man. And now is Lando going to be in the next one?
One can only hope.
Did she get it from Lando?
We need a new hope.
We have a new hope.
Yeah, we do. We do.
He got what's Finn say to Han when he's trying to tell
Get in there. We'll use the Force.
That's
It
not
doesn't
how
work.
the Force works.
It doesn't work like that. Like he's an expert of it.
And
That's
then
the
he's talking
greatest
about
thing.
how he's not with the Resistance, and then he's like, women always figure out the truth.
We all know.
Always.
We all know. So stop it. And she
That was
didn't
great.
care.
Did you just call me Solo?
Sorry, Han, Mr. Solo.
That was great. And then he kept saying, I like this crossbow. I like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool, yeah.
Han and Leia is like, don't do that. Do what? Anything.
Yeah.
That I love Finn too. Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku? We gotta stay away from Jakku.
What's in Jakku? Why does everyone go there?
Yes.
Great.
What did you guys think of the saber fight?
Oh,
I liked it. Yeah,
Great.
man. Fantastic.
I like how the crossblade or whatever was actually, useful against
Oh, man. Friggin' Finn got effed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so did friggin' Kylo.
Yeah, so did
Ren.
Kylo.
At first I thought.
I loved that Chewbacca shot him. He didn't give it
Oh,
up.
it was awesome.
When he did that scream, and it, like, I
I
loved
think that's what they did. I think that's one of the things they wanted to have planned out. Is okay, you can kill Han, but Chewie gets to shoot you.
right away, like instantly.
And you want to
That
know
was great.
what though? Like, think about that, right? That was Han and Leia's kid.
Yeah.
So you know that Ben and Chewbacca must have been like friends or something before he turned to the dark side.
Right.
Imagine how hard it was for Chewbacca to do that.
yeah.
Right.
And the look
But
on
he didn't do
his
anything to
face.
Chewbacca, though, really.
No.
Just like, it was like weird. Just like Darth Vader stopped Boba Fett from shooting C-3PO that time. We always wonder on why.
And you know what it is though? he shot Ren in like a spot that wasn't fatal.
Right.
So in my mind, now I have no evidence to prove this, but in my mind, in his mind, he was like, I'm gonna shoot him, but I can't kill him because it's Han's kid.
Yeah.
I don't think
And,
so. Do you think so? I
You know,
thought he
it
just
would have
did
been like it wouldn't have sit well.
Got too much respect and probably feel
Right.
he can be brought back.
He's
But
like,
I
so
like-
I gotta do something,
Not
but I
personal,
can't
man.
kill him.
But
I'm
I
not
liked
gonna
how
kill
they
him.
made up for the Han shot first thing because he threw that guy into the creature.
Yeah.
It's like, get done. Like, whatever.
I'm
that was
surprised they didn't pull some kind of line where he's like,
cool.
they're
I
gonna
shot
get, like,
first.
like they're not
Okay.
gonna, or they're gonna get us or something, or like not if I shoot first or some, I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I like how Kylo got like a Skywalker scar or something on his face.
Yeah, I
at the end.
noticed that.
Yeah. That was so cool, man. When he was like trying to torture her with the Force, and all of a sudden she just got pissed off, and
There's just so
had
many
the
good
Force.
moments, man.
And she's like, you'll never be as good as Darth Vader. He's like, oh.
Oh,
He
that
started.
was a low blow.
You know what the thing was? I did not know that Daniel Craig
Was a stormtrooper?
was the stormtrooper that she told him to let her free
Yeah.
and drop the gun. And I did not know that Yoda voice was in the movie when she
and Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
and Alec Guinness as Obi-Wan.
Was it both?
Yep.
It was both, yeah.
Oh
And
snap!
Simon Pegg was the guy giving out the food.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Amazing.
Like the portions,
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
dude. Okay.
That was a cool thing too. From water, it became like a muffin or whatever. That was.
Oh, I love the practical costumes too.
Yeah.
And you notice too, Rey still has that staff, right?
Yeah.
She's gonna make that into her lightsaber.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably.
Yep.
That'd be so cool. I like
Probably.
when she meets Finn and she's like I've never met a member of the Resistance. He's like, well, this is what we look like.
Yeah.
like,
And thank the Lord, Poe's X-wing survived.
Yes.
The
Yes.
black and orange X-wing will live on.
and
I'm also glad that they didn't make a big thing about a major point of the movie being the Star Killer device, because
Yeah.
we already seen that with New Hope
yeah,
and Jedi. This is the third time around. I really don't want them to be building any more of those things. Like, let's not keep repeating like that. And I mean, that was the one thing I was like, you have to create a weapon that destroys all planets instantly like that.
and
It's
they
like,
still
all
don't
right.
learn their lesson with how them being able
Well,
to blow it up.
I'm just hoping that you don't see that again, because I don't like
Yeah.
repeats, really. But I let it go because I'm like, all right, I
It's
understand.
all right, guys. This has failed 3 times. Come on.
That's just not. I don't want to see it a fourth time. That's it. Let's just go.
Pirates
I
of the
love
Diner.
how buddy Poe and Finn are too.
Mhm.
Like
That's
they
great.
barely
You
know
want your
each
jacket
other.
back? He's like, no, man.
It looks
Like-
good.
They barely know each other, and they meet up back. Wait, what's the planet they're on? With
Yeah, whatever that planet is.
I forget what it's called,
I
but they
know.
meet back, and he sees he's alive. Like, buddy,
Yeah, because he saved him. He would have been dead. Like, honestly.
awesome.
So Captain Phasma is going to be really big. The next one, honestly, she's
really-
going to be.
She was
I
the
think
only thing I felt that was underused.
She's going to go against. I have a feeling that her and Kylo were close,
Yes.
and she's going to go against the First Order with that guy or whatever for Kylo
I think
Ren.
she's also gonna go after Finn. I think Finn's gonna be the main
Oh,
thing
yeah.
she wants.
Unless
to
she
do.
got thrown in the
Han
garbage
Solo
chute.
Boba Fett thing. That's going to be the Han Solo Boba Fett thing. Like, she's going to go after Finn constantly. Yeah.
I love
You know
that
what
too.
we need
Like,
to see? This
ahead.
would be cool. Finn and Phasma, instead of having a lightsaber duel, give them both vibroblades and let them go at it.
Well,
There you go.
that thing was cool too. Yeah.
oh, and I love that the stormtroopers and stuff were actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
They actually did stuff like at the beginning when
They
they
do like
killed that
Call of
whole
Duty
camp.
type of thing, like they're dropping out of the thing,
They,
and I'm
they
like,
killed that entire camp at the beginning, and then the stormtrooper fights Finn. And
with the fire flamethrower.
when they're
that
on,
was sick.
Oh, yeah.
when they're on Jakku, it's so scary. Like, in retrospect, when they're in that tent or whatever, and you can just hear the TIE fighters coming.
Right. It was.
Like-
They made it more terrifying.
Bit-
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And when when those 3 fingers sort of like brushes Finn's mask, you knew right then that's when Finn was going to change and
Yes.
go.
Snapped him out of that.
Yeah.
Snapped
Yeah, you
him.
didn't. I mean, you didn't see his face, but just his whole mannerism. It's like, okay, this is where he decides to
Oh, yeah.
run.
And
Yeah.
that's what makes Finn so important, because now we all realize these are people. They're not
Right.
just suits of armor with blasters. These are people who are making these decisions. They're not just running around like zombies with guns.
Right.
And when you saw that one stormtrooper, you were like, you knew, without saying, he didn't want to die.
Well, even the stormtroopers that they saw Kylo Ren wrecking the thing, they're like, "Oh, screw this.
Mm-hmm.
How? Yeah, we're going this way. Not doing
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, they
It's
had
like-
that mind of their own. Didn't just
And
walk into it.
when Kylo looked over and you saw Finn, looked at Finn, you knew he knew something was not 100%.
Yeah.
Now that TIE fighter, wasn't that a special TIE fighter? Was that like Kylo Ren's TIE fighter or
No,
something?
that was Captain Phasma's personal guard, or her
Oh.
division. Because you notice later on, the two TIE fighters that are chasing Rey and Finn don't have the red mark on their side.
Yeah.
They're
That's
just black.
Phasma's, right? Okay.
I like when Finn is taking Poe to the TIE fighter. He's like, "Stay calm, stay calm." He's like, "I am calm." It's like I'm talking to myself.
That was
I
great.
also like too how the blasters were white now for the
Yeah.
stormtroopers. They had a white casing on them.
Yeah,
Oh man.
great movie.
And Hux with that speech though.
Oh
that
my
gave me,
God.
that gave me chills too. Yeah, that gave me chills too. Like, oh my God, this is like Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
This is like Hitler all over again.
That's what I was
Yeah.
picturing. Oh, I was thinking at the time. The only thing missing was the little mustache and
Yeah.
the little Hitler.
Oh, like this is Hitler. I'm like, oh my God. Wow.
And
And the fact they made him almost look like him in his frame of dress and his mannerisms.
they did wipe out the main base of the New Republic, right?
I think so, yeah. I don't think it was the whole Republic. I think it was just a big part of it, like the main Senate part. But I think we'll see more of the New Republic in the next movie, because I think in Aftermath they moved the capital of the Republic from Coruscant to a new planet.
Mhm.
Right.
I think in the next movie they're going to move it back to Coruscant, and we're going to see that as the Republic again. Unless that
I'm
planet
surprised
moves
that
to
the
survive.
Republic doesn't develop a defensive weapon or with basically to protect them with special type of shield.
So that might be the next movie. Think about it.
Because they got to develop some technology to stop these friggin' things. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're behind with the technology of the Republic. I mean, they need to get some things to protect themselves. I mean, that's just nuts. So. All right, Force Awakens, 10 out of 10, man, for me.
And we need
10
to have
out
a
of 10.
moment of silence for the crossguard lightsaber. It didn't make it out of the movie.
Yeah. All right. On that note, guys, thank you very much. Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.